voila.
Hi, everybody. So today is Monday, March 14th, outreach meeting for Ortelius. Let me go ahead and share my screen.
I will get the docs.
Alrighty. I know she was trying to get that off the ground. I wasn't.
It's off the ground. She has announced a group. I am on the. I am an ambassador. I got the CDF online meetup organizer rights back. So, you know, we can start thinking about if we want to do something with that. We can do something with that. I was going to do something with the CDF, the CD events group first. But was there something that we were going to do specifically with them? I have forgotten, which doesn't surprise me.
I just know Simon was one as well, an ambassador, and
Yeah.
I just get more of a update on if they were able to get going.
Yeah, they're going better than they were before, I think.
So you got the admin rights back on the meetup or the
meetup on the CDF online meetup. They haven't converted to Bevy yet. They're just talking about it.
I think that one has like 250 people in it. 200,
maybe a little more. I don't remember what I had gotten it up to before they decided I shouldn't have it, and then they give it back.
So these CDF ambassadors are like different than CNCF, right?
Yes, it is their own ambassador program.
Yeah, it's the same concept, but it's under you know, the CDF organization versus the CNCF side. So the Linux Foundation is broken up into all these kind of sub organizations, and like there's the OpenSSF, there's the Open Source Security Foundation, the CNCF, the CDF, and there's a bunch of other. I think there's one like around AI, edge computing, those types of foundations are out there as well.
Okay.
Tracy, Arvin reached out to you for the travel work on his travel document for CDCon.
Yeah, we did that while we were on the call last time.
Okay, so that's off our list.
Yep.
All right. So the next one on our co-coding, I have put together a list of the issues. Let me find them. And what I've done is I've tagged them as co-coding. And I wasn't sure. I kind of broke it down, and I may have broken it down too granular. But because we have the same changes needed across multiple repos for our microservices, I broke it down for each one, so we could kind of split it out across folks at that level. I don't know if that's too granular at that level, but it gives us an opportunity to have each person be able to grab an issue. This first set with the updating the component TOML, Arvin and Sasha worked on last time, and they're still going through it. There's a couple pull requests out there that I've seen in the different repos. Arvin ended up putting the wrong name in some of them, so I have to go back and make that correction before they get merged. Also, Sergio's been adding on repairs tag for like a bug level issue. So those are out there as well to hunt down as part of that process. Utkarsh, I didn't put your the graphing as a co-coding event unless you want to. I wasn't sure how far along we were at that point to really branch out and have a bunch of people trying to work on that issue. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that is correct. So because we don't need like multiple people working on that issue, right?
Okay.
So yeah.
And then there's other ones. A lot of this stuff is mostly around like DevOps. This is all like our artifact hub is showing an F, and that's coming from our, I believe, Karam was able to go through and fix a bunch of stuff, but we just didn't follow through all the way. So
I would just assign that to Sergio. He's our security officer, so he probably should look at that.
Okay. Here that is. So that's kind of where, there's a couple documentation issues as well.
Let's go back on that.
On what?
On these lists, Arvin was working on something and you needed to update a name. You said?
Yes. So Arvin,
can Arvin go ahead and do that?
yes. So on Arvin, you put the wrong name in for the component names, the wrong domain name.
Oh, sorry. Can you tell me how to do that for one? So I can
no worries.
update all the.
Yeah, he can show it. Can you show him right
Yeah,
now?
I'll have to hunt down which ones it was for that, and I'll let you know on Discord.
Or just put it. Can you just put it in the thread?
Yeah, I can put it in
GitHub?
the issue. Yes,
Yep.
I can put it in the issue. Which ones? And also, we need to make sure when you do a pull request that the pull request references the issue. So let me see if I can find one of your pull requests. I'll show you what needs to be done. I'll just grab one. So like on this one, there's a GitHub action, and if you want to automatically close the issue, you have to reference the issue in the initial comment when you create the pull request. Arvin, do you remember which one was your one of the microservices you were working on? I think it was like the store.
Yeah, let me check it once.
Was it front end? Yeah, here's the front end. Yeah, I found it.
It's product catalog service.
Yeah, so I got the front end one. So in the initial comment where you created the issue, you can, the way it kind of looks is you would say fixes Ortelius. And then let's say it was 415 or something like that was the issue number. When you do that format like that, it'll automatically close the issues. Otherwise, we just have to remember to go close them manually. But it's not a big deal.
I have to do it in the commit message, right?
You could do it in the commit message or when you initially create the pull request. I'll send you, I'll make sure there's the link out there on how to do it. It's GitHub's really particular. And if you don't get it in the right place, it won't automatically happen. But we want to make sure that we're cross-referencing the issues with the pull requests. So even if we just put it in as a comment, we'll be able to make sure there's a cross reference so we can make sure everything gets closed. So on your, for example, on this one here, it was, where's our tile file? Yeah. So this one here, Arvin, is in the wrong domain. So like up here, the domain is for the hipster store for the application. And here, the domain is for the Ortelius SaaS. And it should be for because this is a hipster store microservice, it should go into the hipster store domain. So I just have to go through and review and make sure that they're in the right places. And I just haven't had a chance to get caught up. But that's like the change that we need to make, is to make sure that the hipster store microservices are going to the correct hipster store domains, and then the Ortelius microservices are going into the Ortelius microservices domain. So that's how come this one I just didn't get a chance to comment on it. So that's kind of what's happening on that front with the issues and stuff. Let me go back. Go back to issues. So that's where I've been added those labels on. Oops. Filter on label. And like I said, a lot of this right now is just getting our DevOps pieces cleaned up. There are some coding pieces like hunting down a null pointer. This is more of a documentation issue that's going to be, I think, yeah, I'll be in the doc repo. So that's going to be a markdown. This is another DevOps stuff. So what we need to do is get a lot of this DevOps stuff out of the way, so we have clean builds and everything being recorded correctly in for the data around the microservices, because there's more information that we need to keep adding to our microservices. So adding like a SPDX, actually I'm going to edit that at Cyclone. So there is a product out there called Sift that we can use to create our SBombs that will scan. So that's another like DevOps things that we have to do at that level. So that's kind of where we're at for the co-coding event. It makes it easy when we have so many repos in the same change that we can kind of divide and conquer on getting these updates out there. And then obviously then we have to make sure that all the issues get closed. So once we get everything merged, that we get the issue list cleaned up as well. That's why when you start using the pull requests and cross-referencing the issues, that'll do an auto close for you at that level. Any questions on that? So that's kind of where we're at for the first pass of the co-coding, and we'll tackle another set of these on Thursday. We'll go through, make sure that we have all these done, and then we'll go on to like the SBomb for Cyclone at that level. And then there's other CVE issues that we still have to keep track of. Because if you where I'm looking at it, if you look at Artifact Hub and we go out to Ortelius and we go into one of our services here, it should show our vulnerabilities, which is an F. And I believe Karam fixed part of this. I think he fixed the base image, but we just got to follow through all the way to make sure that it's good to go. I think somebody's gonna have to do some research, but I think what's happening is the version that of the Helm chart of the image that the Helm chart's pointing to is an old version, so it's still picking up the old CVEs, the old vulnerabilities, even though we fixed it. So that's kind of where we're at on that front. Let me jump back to here. And so Tracy, I don't know if that list is too long to add to the web page, but maybe we could just add some general categories to the web page to let people know what they're what we're looking for.
So I think the best way to move forward, and this is according to Marky, is that we first look at the tickets, and then send direct emails to individuals that we believe could work on them, and then the rest of them we kind of add to up for grabs. Is that something you think that you can do?
So these have all been pretty much over half of these have been assigned.
Okay, so I'll just need to then, I think if that's the case, then I'll create the up for grabs one.
Yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3. We have like 6 up for grabs.
Okay, that's not many. And the rest you've gotten assigned.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we did most of them. We started on them last architecture meeting, and we just need to finish them up.
Yeah.
And like this one for like adding SPDX, SBomb to our microservices, I can break that one down into, because we have our 8 or 9 microservices, I could break that down into 9 issues if it makes sense. So we can divvy it up that way.
I think that if it's smaller chunks of work, I think that makes sense, unless somebody wants to take the whole thing on. And then as a follow-up to that, we need to generate an application level SBomb based on all of the microservices in the application.
Yes, that is a big change. So I was not trying to, we have that issue, but it's not a part of the co-coding event.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to get to is being able to get a release out. We haven't had a release out for over a year. And this little stuff is just holding us back to get the release out.
Okay, sounds good.
So that's the goal, is to get this stuff done, get the release out. And then from there we can start adding on more changes to the GUI.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, anything you want me to, I'll touch base with you in terms of what you want me to add for the blog.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be like these 5 or 6 that we have.
Okay, I think you should probably break up the SPDX SBomb one into separate ones.
Well, that's what I mean. I'll
Okay.
do that, and then
Okay.
from there. Okay. And then we're still
I'm
waiting
still
on
rating on the T-shirts. I'm trying to figure this out. So I've been talking to him. Our problem is that I want a lighter T-shirt, one that is a mix of rayon, polyester, and cotton, so they're not really heavy. And a lot of the ones that are affordable are pure cotton, and they're kind of heavy. So I'm trying to find a lightweight cotton. And apparently, and I just learned this over the weekend, is that when you use a rayon and polyester, most of the shirt presses can't handle it. It causes the ink to bleed because it doesn't soak into the material. And the ones that are rayon and polyester are around $12 a shirt, which is a much more expensive option. So I think that I'll get this sorted out. So I'm still working on it.
Yeah, I think I'm wondering if instead of silk screening them, if there's a way for them to heat transfer them.
I don't know, but
the image.
I'll find out. I'll find out.
Yeah. Then we have, I think the call for papers for CDCon is
It's over.
up.
It's over. Yeah.
So we're waiting to hear.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So we are still looking for a person to speak for this month's podcast. If anybody's interested in being on the podcast, just let Simon know. And then I put in the chat, the docs for the May 20th Visionaries event. If you are going to get your name added to that, all you got to do is, we're looking for 10-minute talks this time. And I've given a few suggestions on what we can do. And it looks like we have Utkarsh has got his in and Simon's got his in. So Arvind, if you are interested, anybody who spoke about it last time, just add your abstract and your name to that, and we'll get it going. We'll have more people. We'll have more speakers this time, and I think it'll be make it more fun. And that comes up really fast. This is the middle of March, so we have basically 2 months to pull it together, which is a bigger run that we usually have. We usually do it in the last 4 weeks. And I just put that link in Discord as well.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else have anything that I'm missing? I think that's we should probably start looking at other call for papers. There's going to be some more shows coming up that we should probably keep an eye out for.
Okay.
I saw like ContainerCon come across, and I don't know if that would be
probably not, but we can look at it. Absolutely.
Yeah, that one's a weird one because it's like it kind of does come into the service catalog realm, but I'm not, I've never been to that one, so I don't know what their typical topics are.
Yeah.
Utkarsh, awesome. Have you ever been to, or Arvind, have you ever been to ContainerCon or Container? I can't remember what it's called, ContainerCon or Container World.
I think it's ContainerCon. And it is a Linux event. Let's look to see.
Actually, like most of the cloud native products, they have their own cons. So like Argo has ArgoCon, and similarly, few other products have their own conferences.
Right.
Okay, well, Steve, yes, we can submit to this up until today.
Oh.
I'll submit one, and let me post it in case anybody else is interested in trying to get something in today. There is the CFP.
All right.
And it is happening. Dates. Event dates are June 21st through the 24th, which is probably at the same time as CDCon.
I think it is.
And CDCon is the place that we should really be. Oh, No, it's June 7th through June 8th, so it gives us a little bit of some space.
All right. But if anybody sees those, you know, let's try to keep track of them. So we're not trying to scramble the last day to do a submission like today. And it's going to be one of those, I think some of these, with the transition from where a lot of these shows are trying to go back in person, and they don't quite know if they're doing where the speaker has to be in person or if
so the ones that we really should, I think the easy ones to get into, well, I don't know if it's easy, but easier, are any of the skill up days that DevOps Institute is having. They have one a month and they're different topics. So we should start submitting to be into those. Let me look for events. So this month is over. This month actually is happening in 3 days. March 17th is this month's. We have a booth at them. And next month is, the topic is APIs. If anybody wants to do something around APIs. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Let me look at just skill up days.
because I know last.
Okay, so March 17th is on Kubernetes. And then I believe April 21st is CI/CD. So we should be looking at submitting talks for the April 21st event. Let me see.
Oh, cool.
Let me see if I can find something to submit for. I don't see a CFP, but I don't think it's closed yet. See, this is the thing. I could go look at Slack, and I have to go hunt through Slack to my previous stuff. I'll find out where the CFP is for you think that they'd have it really obvious.
Oh, and also on the DevOps Institute, they do an ambassador program there as well. So if you want to become an ambassador on a specific topic, so like CI/CD or service catalog or however you want to do it, you can get involved in that organization as well for doing talks. And that one's good if you want to get your name out as a speaker, and then you kind of work up the ladder to the bigger talks from there.
Okay, so to become a speaker for the April CI/CD event, I just put the link to the page, and then you scroll down and you submit an email to them, and they'll send you a form. And what I would suggest is you let them know that you are working on the Ortelius open source project. And we'll try to get some Ortelius talks into that event. And I think they do everything through Sessionize. So if you have a Sessionize account, you can go directly to Sessionize. So let me look. So here is, let me share my screen, Steve.
Yep, all yours.
So here's Sessionize. I don't know how I log into this. Was it through Google? All right, so here's my talks, and I think you can look through events here, and only speakers with public profile. So, oh, okay. Well, I have spoken before at, here's my Swamp Up ones. Well, I guess not. I thought maybe I could search the Sessionize the events and then submit it. But apparently I don't have access to that.
Oh, so you can't get a list of all the events.
Yeah, wouldn't that be handy? Because when I go there,
Well, it says discover events. It's just
only speakers with public profiles correctly set up can see. So my public profile apparently is not set up. I don't have any topics. All right.
Oh, I was gonna try to find you talks
Okay.
that you can
DevOps, container.
just put in the word Kubernetes and you get everything.
Kubernetes, CI, CD.
Service catalog.
No, I was another one I was going to do. Oh, cloud native. Okay, cloud and DevOps. Oh, I see. I have to take it from theirs. All right. Okay, Kubernetes. CI, CD.
Oh, supply chain.
Is there one in there?
Yeah, just
DevOps transformation, DevOps and agile culture, DevOps enterprise. Okay, good enough, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now how do I save that?
the green button up on the top.
All right, now let me see if I can see them. All right, so now you get now there's a list of them. So my suggestion would go ahead and set up a Sessionize account, and then you can go through these and see them. I thought Skill Up Days was in here, but I don't see Skill Up Days. I thought for sure they were using Sessionize. But that's one way to go about finding talks that you might be interested in. But do try to submit an email to the folks at
DevOps Institute.
yes. I'm not sure how to navigate there. And here is the list of those events. And they're having an in-person festival in Denver. So here are this is happening this week. And so then next month will be CI/CD. We have DevSecOps. We can submit easily to this one. We can submit a ton to this one. Not sure how much we'll be able to do that one, but we can probably do some stuff around cloud native. We definitely should be in the enterprise open source. So we have some talks that we should be trying to get into with the DevOps Institute. And they're building a pretty interesting community that we'll be able to do more participation in as well. More to come on that.
Cool. All right, we're over
And
by
add
a
your
few
name to the
minutes.
document. Let's do that. Anybody on here should be doing this. So make sure you add your name to that. And Utkar, Arvind, did you ever get a chance to look at? I know Steve's has you doing some stuff. But did you ever take a look at Cookie Cutter or Backstage?
Yeah, so like actually I'm looking at Backstage right now because yeah, there was like in Q4, like my organization is, they told me like you can look at Backstage, so they are interested in doing some POC. So
Cool.
that is why.
So I reached out to some of the folks from Rody, who's the kind of our counterpart, because we're very much, I would very much like to build an integration into Backstage. I believe that it will help us with adoption because there's already so many people accepting Backstage. They've already got the adoption at the developer side. And the more I talk to microservice developers, the more they're not interested really in having to register their microservices unless they have a reason to do so. So I feel like we really should be thinking sooner than later about getting an integration done to Backstage. And I don't think it would be very hard. Because they have tags that we could associate to our domains, and they have all the other information. So I feel like we should be able to bring it over. That way
yeah, I mean, like I'm still investigating.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I think that would be a really interesting partnership for us. And I'll make sure they have the two of you invited should I get a response back from The guy from Rhodey.
Okay, cool.
And that's all I
All
have.
right. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Anybody else have anything else? We ran over a little bit today, so. All right, just this coming Thursday, we're going to do the co-coding event again. Same time, same start time as today, but we'll go like into an hour, hour and a half, just depending on how we're moving along. With that, thank you, everybody, and have a good night and good day.
Thanks, Al. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.